For today's Grimm adventure, we're going back to 1987. I guess technically it's not really a Grimm adventure more than it is a childhood adventure. Basically, 1987, a movie came out called Spaceballs. And it is here, inside this church that I'm looking at, that I'm going to show you guys in just a moment, where they filmed the wedding scenes from Spaceballs. At the time of filming this video, it is Sunday. And as everybody knows, service happens on Sundays in churches. So when I got here, they had a service going on. I politely sat off to the side and waited. Whenever they were done, I talked to some of the people here, the clergymen or whatever you want to call them, the higher ups, and said, hey, I'm a big fan of Spaceballs and I would love to get inside this church to do a quick little video and take some photos. Would that be okay? And they were the kindest people I've ever encountered here in Los Angeles. So here we go. This is kind of like a childhood dream. And there it is. The church from the movie Spaceballs. May the Schwartz be with us.
And may the Schwartz be with you. What a world.
Wherever I come, bad luck just comes my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.
But before we line up shots, as we walk into the church, if you're a fan of the movie Spaceballs and you know the wedding scene, then you're going to notice it immediately. Just look at this place, right? You can already tell, Spaceballs. Like I said, we're going to line up shots, but just got to walk in here and just take it all in. How crazy cool is this? Beautiful, right? Now it's pretty much this angle right here. Let me show you what I mean. Exactly where I am standing right now in the movie Spaceballs is where Princess Vespa and Princess Valium, I'm sorry, it's the hair, Prince Valium are standing about to get married, and you can see that door as well as those pipe organs behind them.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here together to join Princess Vespa and Princess Valium. I'm sorry, it's the hair. Prince Valium in the bonds of holy matrimony.
Here we go. I think this is a better angle. Right now I'm standing right where the minister would have been standing, conducting the wedding. And he was getting pretty frustrated because they kept interrupting him, and he just wanted to get a wedding that absolutely had nothing to do with love over with.
Excuse me, I'm trying to conduct a wedding here which has nothing to do with love. Please be quiet.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
The minister was played by Grimm in an absolutely hilarious role. It was absolutely perfect for him, but behind him, you can see this art piece, this wooden art piece on the back of the church. More importantly, this little cutout right there.
Here together again.
What makes this scene funny is the minister keeps getting interrupted in the ceremony. Not intentionally, it just keeps happening because of the disagreements, and then everybody says, I'm sorry, and the minister says, don't be sorry, just be quiet.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry, be quiet.
I'm sorry.
Now it's around this time that the ceremony is interrupted by the sound of a ship above the church.
Holy! Matrimony.
That's him. I know it's him. He's come back.
And Bill Pullman's character, Prince Lone Star, comes right through those doors with John Candy's character, Barf, right behind him.
No, she doesn't.
What?
And then we get a shot from behind Prince Lone Star and Barf as they walk up to the front of the church. And the minister says, "Who the hell are you?"
Who the hell are you?
It's from about this angle right here where Bill Pullman stops and announces that he's Prince Lone Star. Now pay attention to these little wooden slatted barricades, the little walls right in front of the pews.
Prince Lone Star.
Prince?
I just found out. That's what this says.
After announcing that he's Prince Lone Star, he asks Princess Vespa if she will marry him, and she says yes. So he hops this little like flower rope, gets up here, and the minister says, "I don't care who gets married, but I'm marrying somebody today." And then he proceeds to give the short version.
Will you marry me?
Well, let me think about it. Yes.
Look at this. I don't give a damn who it is, but I'm gonna marry somebody today. Okay, here we go. The short version.
It's in this scene where you also find out that John Candy's character, Barf, his full name is Bartholomew.
Your full name.
Bartholomew.
Are you the one that's getting married?
No.
Then get over there.
After all the fiasco, the minister finally is able to give the short version and says, "Good, you're married, kiss her." And as they kiss, you can see these windows and this door behind them. It's the same door that Bill Pullman, Prince Lone Star, walks through, interrupting the wedding.
Good, you're married. Kiss her.
I love you.
I'm like a little kid in a candy store right now. I love Spaceballs. There's one more wedding scene that took place inside this church, and it was in this little sunroom right here. Now, if I get into position, it's right about here where Dick Van Patten, who plays the king, and Princess Vespa are standing, and she's getting ready to get married, and they call for Dot Matrix, who's the robot played by Joan Rivers. Now, in this scene from about this angle, there were curtains blocking out the windows, but Dot Matrix comes right through that door right there.
Where have you been?
Here I am. I'm sorry. I had to make a pit stop. I'm so excited. I couldn't hold my oil.
The next shot is Princess Vespa and her father walking right through this door as the red curtains part for them. And then you see the organist. Now, it's a different organ, but this is where the organ was, and there's still an organ here today. And right about there is where the emblem, the crest for planet Druidia was.
Daddy?
In this scene, instead of walking down the side aisle, they're actually walking right down the aisle right in the middle of the church. And Princess Vespa keeps stopping and telling her dad, "I don't love him," and she's having second thoughts. Now with wedding music playing, they get to right about here, and the minister says, "Here comes Princess Vespa, walking right past the altar, right down the ramp, and right out the door." Now that ramp and that door is right there. How crazy cool is that?
Going right past the altar, heading down the ramp, and out the door. Stop her! Someone stop her!
I didn't know this, and while I was here filming, some people came up to me asking what I was doing, and they gave me some little pieces of information. It turns out that the king, Princess Vespa's father, Dick Van Patten, he was actually going to church here at the time that they were filming, which more than likely is one of the reasons why they chose to film here. They were looking for a church, and he was like, "Hey, how about use the church that I go to?" Makes sense. The grounds look a lot different. The church looks a lot different on the outside. The inside is still pretty the same. But also talking to some of the higher ups here in the church, they said that the soccer field that's behind the church is also where Princess Vespa and Dot Matrix got into their spaceship and blasted off. So we're gonna go walk back there and see if we can line up anything.
Hey, wait! You forgot to get married! What are you doing?
No questions, Dot. Get in.
Where is she going? Where is she going?
Now let's try to get our bearings. Just on the other side of that fence, behind those trees, is the church where Princess Vespa was getting married at in the movie Spaceballs. Now, according to people who go to church here, some of the higher ups, they told me that out here in the field behind the church, which is now a soccer field, this is where they shot the blast-off scenes, where they went into outer space after she did a little bit of a runaway bride sequence. Now, I've tried lining up everything. The trees are different, the terrain is different. If they did shoot it here, there's no way of knowing. It doesn't look anything like it, but it does make sense. It makes sense. I'd like to believe it. But while we're back here, now's a great time to talk about a little hidden gem behind the Spaceballs church. Now, do you see those brick structures? Well, this is where the final resting place, the ashes of actor Charlton Heston are. In order to get back to the little garden area where Charlton Heston, his final resting place is, you have to walk through this beautiful garden. I mean, look at these flowers. I know you guys can't smell it, but I can. And I kind of wish that I had some sort of smell-o-vision thing that William Castle used to do for his movies back in the day. I'm not sure if William Castle did smell-o-vision, but he was always doing gimmicks for his movies. I mean, look at this. Look how beautiful, right? It's not that much of a walk. And it's a beautiful day for it. All right. So right back here, here's those brick sculptures that we were looking at up there on the hill, just behind that fence. Now, it's not a very big area back here, so he was pretty easy to find. And it's right here in the corner. Let's get in here. Charlton Heston, 1923 to 2008. Right next to his wife, Lydia Clark Heston, who died in 2018. They were married for 64 years. And here's a little piece of trivia about Charlton Heston. I mean, of course, everybody knows his movies, but he married his childhood sweetheart.
Dear me, what are those things coming out of her nose?
Hey, watch my helmet. Spaceballs?
Oh, shit. There goes the planet.
And with that being said, thank you for joining us on another Grimm adventure. Well, a childhood Grimm adventure to planet Druidia from the Spaceballs universe. Never in a million years did I ever think that I'd ever get to visit a place like this. I had no idea that it existed until last night. Thank you for joining us. And as always, happy Halloween.
Wherever I come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.